our favourite time of the week to talk to our favourite person in the world, the one, the only, the wonderful Megyn Kelly. Lovely to see you, my friend.
It's great to be with you.
Now, perfect example of two Americas on show for everyone this week. You had all of the sooks at the Grammys, and you had the Melania documentary with lots of people seeing it and it making more money than any documentary on opening this century.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing to me, like, to watch these rich, privileged, out of touch, elite jerks stand up there and try to lecture the rest of us on how we need to live. Each one of whom has made money beyond their wildest imaginations and lives in a gated, guarded estate and will never have to deal with the consequences of an illegal immigrant in their lives. They're not at risk of being murdered in their trailer like a young girl was. They're not at risk of being gunned down or sexually assaulted and thrown over a bridge like poor Jocelyn Ngare in Texas. They're not at risk even of being hit by a DWI illegal because they spend precious little time on the roads. And when they do land for their gigs, they get police escorts that shut down traffic for them as they jet in and out of their arenas. So it's like, would you shut up? Shut up. And honestly, Justin Bieber is as smart as this pen. That he would have the nerve. When they were like, Justin, you have to wear this pin, it reads ice out. I mean, truly, he probably thought it was a reference to like iced tea, maybe his wife's diamonds, but there is zero chance he knows what ice is. I would give him $1 million if he could tell me what ICE stands for. I really would. There's no chance. These stupid, overly privileged gazillionaires trying to ask us to take on all the dangers. They'll take on none, but see, they get to feel good about themselves, virtue signaling from the Grammy stage with their boob hanging out, with like literally their boobs out and their fake nipple holders holding up their ugly dress, which I now realize is just a massive distraction from the ugly face. I'm being nasty and ad hominem because this woman is an idiot and yes, unattractive. I don't know why she did that other than she's severely deranged, like literally everyone I saw last night. Where was the hero to stand up and say, I stand for the American citizens who have been hurt and killed by the illegal aliens? That's who I stand for. Where was that hero? I mean, all you really had to do as a woman was show up in a normal dress that covered all of your private body parts for the most part, like maybe even just half covered. And then maybe sing a nice song, like a nice song that doesn't have the N-word in it, or I don't know, something disgusting and foul. Like it would be totally subversive. You'd be the coolest kid in class.
100%. And I couldn't help but think that, we both got kids, and I really have been thinking about how weird some of these people are. Now, not in the old school good rock and roll way, but more in a struggling to get out of bed way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Like Billie Eilish? I don't know what. She looked like a piano, it's just, or maybe a domino. I don't know, like the weird, more of a piano. It was like stiff, and it was like weird angles. She never looks good. I mean, to be honest, there's never been a time where you're like, wow, Billie Eilish nailed it with her fashion. But she's incredibly depressed. That Chappell Roan, she's the one who was wearing the nipple thing. She's been like severely depressed for many years, and now she said she's bipolar, diagnosed at 22. Billie Eilish is openly like very depressed. I mean, these people are like near suicidal from the look of it. And yet on their way down, they want to lecture us on how to live a better life. I'm good. Thanks, but I'm good. And this is why, truly, it goes back to the fact that like, you see all these leftists out there protesting all the time and they're like ICE agitators, whatever. The right wing does not protest. It just doesn't. Like the right wing is going home to their spouses and their kids and they're working fruitful jobs. They're going to church. They're connected with their friends and family, and they generally lead pretty good lives. They're pretty happy. They'd like to take a vacation, maybe an extra one, or one at all that they don't get. But they're not a bunch of whingers, as you would say. It's it's a leftist thing to get uglier and uglier and more unhappy, and then to think that you're in a position to lecture us on how to live.
Now, one of the things I find really infuriating about this ICE situation are the cities that tell the Immigration Enforcement Agency that they are not allowed to go into jails to get people who have been found guilty of crimes who are illegal immigrants. New York is about to do that, meaning get ready for protests there.
The whole, like, Tom Homan goes into Minneapolis and calms things down. You know, the Kristi Noem, Department of Homeland Security chief thing, she's out. And now the border guy, Tom Homan, who we love, is in, is such a lie. Tom Homan claimed he'd reached some sort of a deal with the Attorney General of Minnesota to allow ICE to get the bad guys in jail. So, like, forget state prison. Minnesota State Prison has been doing this. But it's the issue is the county jails and the city jails all over the state do not cooperate with ICE because they're all sanctuary cities. And so that's been the issue all along. So they came out, the administration, you know, through Homo, like, the Minnesota state prisons are going to cooperate. It's like, we know that. They've been cooperating. That's not a win. Like, please just be honest about what we're doing. Then he's like, and the Attorney General of Minnesota said that the county jails and the city jails can cooperate too. What? And I said to the team, go back and check, see whether Mayor Fry has spoken to this, see whether the sheriff of Hennepin County, where Minneapolis is, has said we're going to do it. No, to the contrary, they're both saying we're not changing a thing, which means no access to the bad guys who are in county and city jails. So they get let out and they get turned right back out onto the street, which necessitates exactly what we've been seeing on the streets of Minneapolis, a much more heavily bodied operation, because you got to block the front door, you got to block the side door, the back door. If there are children in the home, you need an extra officer or two. It's like, that's why you need a bigger police presence there. New York, yes, New York's already sanctuary. Chicago, like most of our major cities are run by leftists. And so they're sanctuary cities. And sanctuary cities claiming, this is BS, but they claim they don't want illegals to feel like they can't call the cops, like if their husbands are beating them up. Like a woman is going to, instead of get her husband off of her, she's going to get deported. That has not been how law enforcement has been using those kinds of calls. Just FYI, this is a lie. But that's how they get away with it. But all ICE has really asked for any of these cities is, when you have a terrible person locked up in county lockup, please call us in advance of the day he's getting set free. You don't even have to hold him extra. If he's getting out on, Thursday, the 20th, please call us before that day. We'll take it from there. They won't even do that. So it's really out of control. And I don't see, right now the hatred for ICE is at a fever pitch. They're not going to stop any of these policies, Paul. Like, if anything, they're going to double and triple and quadruple down on them. So the only solution, as I see it for Trump, is to quadruple down on his determination to get the illegals out. And if the press doesn't like it, too bad. They're going to have to get used to it, because this is what he ran on. He has the majority support of the American people. And it's not just for the illegals who have done extra crimes. All illegals. There was just a poll out, just hit before we got on air. There's still a majority of the populace wants all illegals out. All. So it was never going to be pretty. These leftists in sanctuary cities are making really sure of that. So they'll get their political, boost from it. But these people have to go. The illegals must go.